Okay. It's been a crazy day. Just did my hike. Well, I cheated. I took the taxi to the second largest statue of Jesus in the world, located in Cochabamba. And now I think I'm walking through the gastronomic capital of the gastronomic capital of Bolivia. But before we start our walk through, I just want to show you this little tunnel. This tunnel goes over the freeway. It's a bad view. Maybe you can see more this way. I don't know if I'm gonna go through it. Maybe on my last day, maybe I'll take us on a walkthrough. But I gotta get back to work in a little bit. So I'm just out filming content right now. And I guess you'll see the area behind me, but I'll just show you a quick view of what I'm walking through. You're gonna see the rear view mirror, but I think this is where all the cool trendy restaurants are. I'm looking for one specifically my friends from the bus told me about. This is Vinopolis. No idea what it is. If it's traditional or foreign, but it certainly looks interesting. Oh wow, this place looks awesome. You know what's funny is this place has a lot of Simpsons stuff, like Apu has his Quickie Mart, Krusty has his burgers. I've seen Moe's Bar in 2 different cities. I found not Chipotle, but I found Chipotle's. I did not find Sephora, but I found Sephora's. I did not find Lululemon, but I did find Lulumelon. Overall, I would say Bolivia is beautiful, but brutal. There isn't a lot of foreigners coming through like there are in other places in Latin America, like Argentina, Peru, Chile, and even Paraguay. This place is harder to find English speakers, and especially in Cochabamba, this is what no one told me, or maybe I just didn't do my homework, but Uber is horrible here. I was very lucky on my first day when I showed up to even get an Uber. They prefer to get paid in cash, so there's other apps you use, like Yandi, I think is what it's called, and then there's InDrive. So I've been using InDrive. The problem is that I don't have a lot of cash, and I need to do these Western Union exchanges to get cash. So for me, it's a little difficult. So I've been apprehensive to use these taxi services, and I haven't really been walking around that much. I've been very disoriented. But my first day getting here, I took a 10-hour bus from Santa Cruz, and I think I took the bus at the worst possible time because it was the final day of Carnival and it was a thunderstorm. Now, what does that mean, final day of Carnival? It means all the out-of-towners are leaving, and that the bus station, which is already extremely unorganized and chaotic, is packed to the brim. You can't even walk in a straight line without walking into someone. You can't even stand still without someone walking into you. And there's vendors screaming every 2 seconds, agua, agua, charque, charque. Reporters trying to scream the city that your bus is taking off on, like La Paz, La Paz, Cochabamba, shit like that. And they do the same thing in food courts too. When they call your number for the food, they're like 28, but it's right in your face, it's right in your ear, it's every 2 seconds, and there's like a million of them at the bus station. So that was crazy. And then God bless those 2 angels I met at the bus.
This is our bus. Vamos a grabar a nuestro amigo Nicolás. There is our friend. Lost.
They spoke English and they were happy to help me. I was waiting at my port for the bus for like an hour. I showed up early, but the bus was late. And one of the vendors, I just kept checking. This is the right bus. This is the right bus line. This is the right station. They're like, yes, 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 yes. But, and I showed her my ticket on my phone. She said, no, you need a ticket, but it was in Spanish. And I was like, no tengo. which means I don't have one. And she took me to the office. No one told me I needed to check in at this office. So I did. A dude cut me in line, but I was more prepared than him. So the guy working the booth took me in front of him, and this guy got all salty about it, which was very childish in my opinion. And then I got my ticket. I guess it wasn't enough though, because when it was time to get on the bus, I needed to have tickets for my bags as well. Now I didn't know this. I don't know where to get the ticket for my bag. And that's where these two angels come in. Thank God for them. Shout out to you ladies if you're watching. I found the weigh station. The porter weighed my bags. He put tags on them. They gave me only one ticket, and I guess they gave a girl the other ticket, and I stashed one ticket away safely and I put the other one in my pocket, and I kind of forgot about it, but the girl told me, don't lose this, you're going to need it. And I was like, okay, silly me. And then I finally get on the bus. They take my bags. It's all fun and dandy. It's a 10-hour overnight bus ride. I figure I'm not gonna get the best sleep, I'm gonna get some sleep. I was correct. We land in Cochabamba. So I get off the bus. I get to the luggage compartment area where there's a guy giving people their suitcases in exchange for tickets. I give the guy one of my tickets, he gives me one of my bags, and then I see my other bag and I point to it and I was like, EIE, which translates to and there. And he said, necesito tu ticket. And I was just like, and I started panicking because I didn't remember where I put the other ticket. And I felt I had two options. Either yank this guy out of the luggage compartment and just take my suitcase out, or try to bribe him with cash. And we went with the cash option first. Thankfully, I found my ticket, because I put my ticket where my cash was, and that was the safe place I was talking about earlier. But I was actually panicking, thinking I wouldn't find my ticket, and this guy was never gonna give me my bags, and that's all my clothes and toiletries and whatnot that I need to live and survive. So there was a moment where I was actually panicking. That was probably the most scary and stressful moment of my entire Latin American adventure so far. And then I had to walk through the bus station, and it was even more chaotic and disorganized than the one in Santa Cruz. Not as crowded, just more chaotic and disorganized. And yeah, thankfully I got outside. I got to the exit area where they do the taxi pickups, and I was like, I'm just gonna get an Uber because I don't trust these taxis. I don't know anyone here. I don't know if they're gonna try to scam me, take advantage of me. I don't know the cost of things. Uber, you can see the cost in advance. So I ordered an Uber. This lady was trying to convince me to order a taxi while I was doing it. I don't know if she was married to the taxi driver or had a partnership or something, but it was really annoying. So I had to like move all my stuff to the location where she couldn't bother me. So I ordered the Uber, and it says it's in the pickup spot. I'm like, that's interesting. I'm at the pickup spot. It wasn't at the pickup spot. It was in traffic on the other side of the station, like in the third lane to the right. And I was like, okay. So I like had to scout it out with my eyes. I ran into oncoming traffic. Not oncoming, I guess it was. And this guy was moving. Like he didn't stop. He said he was at the spot, but he just kept driving past the station. I had to like run after his car, but he was going like a half a mile an hour. So it was easy to catch up, but extremely chaotic. And finally I got to my hotel, and I was just so thankful to be done with my travels that I didn't leave the house for like 4 days. There's a food court. I'll do a walk through the food court later. Okay, I'm doing the walk through the food court right now. I'm editing over this so you can hear the audio. But there's a food court 2 stories down from where I live, so I haven't had to leave to travel far to get anything. The farthest I've had to go is a supermarket around the corner, which is really unnoteworthy for filming, but it's a pretty good supermarket, not gonna lie. Anyways, now it's time to show you the Casa de Campo. Dun, dun, dun. So this is what I ordered. I already ate most of it. So I'm just gonna talk to the camera and flick the bugs away so you can listen to me ramble and watch me eat. Cool. So I guess they're filming a music video in the background. That was cool. I'm not sure what type of music it was. It sounded very traditional. I'm not sure if it's for a movie. They said it was a music video, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't even remember what this plate is called, but I'm not even sure what I'm eating right now. Like this, no. This thing, I can't tell if it's like intestine or something. I thought it was beef. I hope it's not pork, but still eating it. Spicy pepper to speed up my digestive system. Oh my god, it's the last pepper I'm eating. It's gonna kill me. But yeah, today was an interesting day. My round trip from my apartment to the statue and back was 60 Bolivianos, which is a little under 10 bucks. Not a bad deal. The issue is I can only pay in cash and I don't have a lot of cash. Thankfully I can pay on credit card here. But yeah, if you're gonna go to Bolivia, be ready to take out a lot of cash, because you don't want to be stranded without service, relying only on your phone, not having any cash. And if you're like me and you struggle with Spanish, it's an absolute nightmare. My Spanish is good enough to just barely get by. I need to take Spanish lessons. I've been saying this for a while. If I had to rate this meal, for what it is, I'm sure it's an 8 out of 10. But for what I felt like having, I'm gonna give it a 6.7 out of 10. Because it just looked good. I just saw a picture of it and said I want it. I didn't even know. I couldn't even read the menu. I'm that juvenile with Spanish. Yeah, this is just very salty. High protein. I'm glad I got the spicy peppers. Honestly, I am exhausted, but today was a good day because I'm taking a break from the gym. I'm not working out this week. I'm probably not even working out for another, I want to say 2 weeks. And I needed to get some cardio in. So even though I didn't hike all the way up the mountain, I ran from the parking lot to the top, up the stairs, which was still a lot because the elevation is like 5,000 feet and I'm not that well adjusted. Yeah, that shit took a lot out of me. And I didn't drink a lot of water today, like you're supposed to. And I don't want to buy water here. And I don't want to be rude and drink the water in my backpack, so I'm just thugging it out. Because I'm a man, doing man stuff. And these electrolytes are probably good for me. But I felt the burn when I was up on the mountain. I was only up for like 10-15 minutes max, and on the way down, and I had sunscreen on, I had a hat. I was feeling it. Quite literally was getting cooked. I don't know how pretty this is gonna be when I watch this back, so you might just be stuck with a bunch of B-roll and my funny narration. Bread. The salsa here actually is pretty dope, so let's try it. The salsa is better than the bread. See how good it tastes in the sauce. You know, I don't really like the bread here that much. I'm sure they have their own way of doing it. It's a specific style. But I've had better bread. I hate to waste the rice, but I can't have it. I don't know, my body's just not prepared to take in more carbs. This is enough. I think that's enough filming for now. I'm just gonna pay up, head home. Yeah, it was a good stop. I just getting anxious. So I think I want to do a little bit of shopping. It's getting dark, so get my stuff handled, check in later. Oh yeah, one final piece of my Bolivian bus ride story. I remember when the thunderstorm started and the double-decker bus started leaking, and the condensation made the windows all foggy, and all I could see was flashes of lightning from outside non-stop for hours. I just remember lying back in my reclining seat, and I remember thinking, this is the reincarnation that I chose, and it was pretty flippin' cool.